side, what do we get?
Would it just be dx over dt? Or
You mean dy over dt? Yes, because it's y. Yes, dy over dt. Awesome. Great job. Who would like to differentiate natural log of a function? Natural log of a function. Do we remember how to differentiate a natural log?
Is it 1 over x?
Yes, awesome. Excellent. 1 over x times, because I put a dot underneath it, it means that x is a function. So then times
dx over dt.
Brilliant. Indeed. That's it. dx over dt. Very good. Awesome. Great job. Now I'm ready. It's done. All I have to do is plug this in. So I'm going to say when x is -9, when dx over dt equals 0.25. I will replace this by 0.25, and I will replace this by -1 over 9. If I manage to get this page aside, I will be able to continue. I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm on page 7. Good. So then dy over dt is 1 over x, which is -9, so -1 over 9, and this is 0.25. So I'll change this into 1/4, so I get -1 over 36. By changing this into 1/4. 1 over 9 times 1 over 4 is 1 over 36, but there is a minus in front. And this is it. And this is how we deal with related rates. The two functions were related. Their derivatives are also related by a different equation, of course. Good. Let's choose anything else. We need another example.
Can you move it up a little bit so I can see the rest of the numbers?
You mean this way?
I mean, number 17 or 16.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
Let's try number 15.
Yes, let's take a look at 15. Perfect. Okay, so let's see, 15. So given y equals pq, they're getting innovative with these letters. There is no need for that, but that's fine. Find dp over dt. So let's stop for a moment. What does this mean? If I'm asked to find dp over dt, it means that p is a function of If I'm asked to find dp over dt, it means that p is a function of
dp.
So dp, so p is a function of t. So since p is a function of t, I'm going to put a dot under p. So this is when they're asking us to find. When p equals 30, when q equals 250, when dq over dt equals -200, what does that mean? If I'm told dq over dt, it means that q is a function of Yes, very good. So I'm going to put another dot under q. And dy over dt equals -5250. If I'm told dy over dt equals blah, 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 it means that y is a function of Yes, so I'm going to put another dot. Gee whiz, look at all these dots. Meaning, very important, this is a function of time, this is a function of time, this is a function of time. T doesn't have to be time. I'm just saying time. It doesn't matter what it is. Ah, okay then. So now I'm ready to differentiate. So can anyone give us the derivative on the left-hand side of this equation?
dy over dt.
That's it. Now please identify and discover what this is first, and then let's differentiate it. What rule applies? And let's differentiate. Say it again, I'm sorry.
The product rule.
Thank you very much. So I have to differentiate the first function first. What do I write?
Would it be dp over dt?
Very good. Excellent. Times q plus p times the second function prime. That's it. dq over dt. Now, I'm asked to find this, which is this. I have to move this term, make it negative, go to the other side, and I have to divide by q to find dp over dt. So, dy over dt minus p dq over dt equals q, I put it in front, dp over dt. I'm solving for this, divided both sides by q. So dp over dt divided by q, and all this at the top. dy over dt minus p times dq over dt. This part is just algebra. Now I have to plug in the numbers. So let's see what I plug in. Carefully, but surely. dy over dt. dy over dt, this. So this changes into negative 5250. P, this changes into 30. dq over dt, this changes into negative 200. And q, this changes into 250. So I will write them again, perform the calculations correctly, not with the software, I'm kidding. And that is the number that they're asking us to find. And that's it. So let's see what we have. So dp over dt equals negative 5250, negative 30 times negative 200. So 6 and 3 zeros, but with plus. Because I have a negative and another negative. So when I multiply negative 30 by negative 200, I get positive 6,000 divided by 250. So 6,000 minus 5,250 is, what is it, 750 divided by 250. And that is 3. And that's how we find dp over dt. What was the difficulty here? Identify the fact that this is a product, keeping in mind that every time they say dp over dt, it's guaranteed that p is a function. That's why I put a dot underneath it. And that's why before I did not put a dot under that x squared. I didn't put a dot here because this was not a function. But once they say dp over dt, this must be a function. Once they say dq over dt, this must be a function of time, of course, or t. And when they say when dy over dt is blah, 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 obviously that's an indication that y is also a function of t. That's why these 3 dots, to remind us that we have to differentiate as a function, and since it's the product rule, I have to use the product rule. And please remember, this is an equation. Do not go to the sides with other equal symbols. The left-hand side, the right-hand side. The left-hand side, the right-hand side. So you cannot continue to the side. Every equation has only one left-hand side, one right-hand side, and one equal symbol. How do we feel about related rates? Do we need another example with related rates? Yes or no? Let's look at a word problem here. Okay, so let's look at find the rates of change of total revenue, cost, profit with respect to time. Assume that they're given in dollars. So let's choose one and see what they want us to find. Anyone would like to choose, or I will. Okay, I will choose 35. 35, R of x equals 280x minus 0.4x squared, and C of x equals 5,000 plus 0.6x squared, when x equals 200, and dx over dt equals 300 units per day. So let's read the question again. Find the rates of change of total revenue, cost, and profit. Let's choose any of these. Let's choose one. They're all the same. So you want to find the total revenue, the rate of change of the total revenue, the rate of change of the total cost, or the rate of change of the profit. Okay, let's find the revenue then. So they want us to find dr over dt. So this is the revenue. I will put the dots where I see function. I see function here. I see function here. How do I know? This is an indication that this is a function of time. And of course here. Dots everywhere. So let's find dr over dt when x is this and when this, right? So that's the complete question. When x equals 200 and dx over dt equals 300. But first we have to find dr over dt. So I'm going to copy r here. So let's find dr over dt. Can anyone differentiate 280x, keeping in mind the dots?
Would it be 280 dr over dt?
You mean dx over dt. You mean dx over dt.
Yes, dx.
Very good.
Dt
Minus.
minus 0.8 dx over dt.
Subtract 1 from the power first.
X.
Very good. Times the inner function prime.
1. Oh, dx over dt.
It's a function. So see the difference? This was squared and this is not. So here we go directly to dx over dt, but here I cannot. I have to bring down the power, subtract 1 from the power, times the inner function prime. Is that clear? Yes? No? Any questions before we plug in the numbers? Is this okay, everyone? Please.
All we did was just take the derivatives of the second one.
Yes. So like it's like 0.4 a function squared prime. I have 0.8 times the function to 2 minus 1 times the function prime is the chain rule. So it's 0.8 times the function prime. Exactly how we differentiated a few minutes ago, y squared. 2y times dy over dx. 0.8 x dx over dt. It's the same formula. Is that okay? Everyone, please ask.
Yes, I think it's okay.
Perfect. Thank you. So then dr over dt when x is 200 and dx over dt equals 300 units per day, then 280 times 300 minus 0.8 times x times 300. And I will do this with a calculator. I'm not lazy, but I just want to get the number quickly. So 280 times 300 minus 0.8 times 200 times 300. Good. So 36,000, sorry. So that's it. Of course, 2 measurement units, dollars per day. Any questions on any of related rates? How do we feel about it?
Not good.
You said not good? Or now good?
Okay. No, not good. I gotta go back on it. I am lost.
Which part?
How to identify when to do dr over dt.